points in my career, I think obviously my first release on Compact, called Up, that was still probably the most significant because that was the one release that changed my life the most. I went from working a full-time job to being a full-time DJ, producer, label owner. And I think Up came out in June or July, and then I think by October I finished my job and started working full-time as a DJ. Apart from that, I'd probably say, yeah, that my last album, Wicker and Steel, there's not so many techno producers that can maybe make the change from releasing a constant stream of 12-inch records and EPs, and to go from doing that to making an album which was successful and well received, I think was a really big step for me. So the foundation of what I do is techno, and even though there's industrial influences and some influences from maybe drum and bass, from house, and IDM, techno is still the foundation. And maybe the thing that makes me unique is, or I think I'm unique, is I have an understanding of techno. Because I understand it so well, I know how to push and differentiate myself from other techno artists. So there's two types of techno artists. There's the ones that produce music because they're making a track and they think, oh, that sounds like something Chris Liebing would play, that sounds like something Adam Bale would play. So they aim to fit in. And then I think once you've made a few records that do fit into these DJs' sets and to the kind of fit into the environment of techno, some producers are happy to stay at that point, and other producers want to push forward. And you want to make a track that DJs play, but you want it to sound different. You don't want it to sound like all the tracks these DJs are playing. And I think that's a step that some producers either don't have the ability to do, or maybe don't have they're not brave enough to do. And it's something that can fail, and there's been some Perc releases, some Perc Trax releases, where we tried something different and maybe it hasn't quite connected as I thought it would. For me, production is the key, it's the #1 thing. The way I DJ, I like it to be quite spontaneous and improvisational, so I don't practice my set. I don't think, oh, I'm playing in Berlin this weekend, so I'm going to play a certain way, and then spend 2 days beforehand making a Berlin set. I never work like that. I have the tracks I play. I love every single track that's available for me to play. It's something I love and I believe in. So yeah, I just kind of go along with what I feel on the night rather than planning and practicing too much. The boring, obvious answer is my laptop, because that, as much as I love my hardware and especially like the analog drum machines, the laptop is still the kind of the brain and the centre of everything. But if I had to pick a separate bit of equipment on the new album, actually I just got at the start of the album I got the Korg Volca Beats, the little Korg drum machine, which is quite a cheap thing but it's fun. Also the Yomox M-Bass 1, which is a kick drum synthesizer, so it's like a drum machine but it only does kicks, it doesn't do snares or hi-hats or anything like that. And that's really one of the keys to what I do. That kick drum sound and the way you distort it is the sort of major part of what I do. Yeah, looking at the different sort of clubbing environments around the world, I think South America definitely has similarities with places like Spain, I guess, because of kind of just the history of that continent. They're kind of very energetic, very passionate, they don't hold back so much. When somewhere completely different to that, I would say would be something like Japan, especially Tokyo, where people are a lot more reserved and they take more time to really express themselves and kind of show their reaction to the music. So in Tokyo they can be loving what you're playing and how you're performing, but it takes a bit more time to get a reaction from them. So as a DJ sometimes you can get nervous that you're maybe not really connecting with people, in fact even though you are. When in South America and especially some places in the UK, Scotland, Ireland, the Republic of Ireland and South, yeah, definitely there within 1 or 2 records there's a reaction and it's really happening. I don't see it as a competition between DJs and producers, but for me the two are pretty much interconnected. As soon as I make a track I want to test it on the dance floor. So yeah, for me it's the same thing. If you look at it financially at the moment, it's sort of the money and the earnings are there in DJing and with the way the music industry is and vinyl sales. If you chose for whatever reason not to perform, not to DJ, not to play live, then the amount of money you could earn, even if you're well respected and successful, is going to be a lot less than a touring DJ. So I would hope people aren't forced into DJing just to make money, because when they'd really rather just be at home producing. But for me, I love both sides of it, and producing is very solitary and DJing is very public, so they work together well. Future for Perc Trax really well. My second album, as you may know, is coming on 17th of February. That's fairly soon. Obviously that's actually the biggest ever release of Perc Trax. It's the first album that has appeared on vinyl. It will be a 2x 12-inch vinyl set. So yeah, that's obviously the key release for maybe the first few months of this year. Following the album will be a 3-track remix EP of tracks from the album. So that will be announced soon. All 3 remixes of people that have never done anything on Perc Trax before, so it's quite exciting to bring new names to the label. And then in the second half of this year, hopefully something for the Submit label, but I'm not exactly sure what. And also in the second half of this year will be the 10 years of Perc Trax celebration, so that will be parties, hopefully an album, some 12-inch projects, things like that. Hi, this is Perc in Rome tonight, and yeah, hello to the inside.